guys and girls, Truckster here, bringing another episode of FTB Unstable. We are up to episode 40, and we have a hole in our hotbar. What are we going to do about it? So you saw last episode, we got rid of our Tinker's tools, and we replaced them with this Atomic Disassembler. The thing is that I mentioned before that I use a Razer Naga mouse, and I've got my thumb controls for the different hotbar slots. And I hit 1 when I want to fight, and I hit 2 when I want to dig, and 3 when I want to travel somewhere. That's about all I really use. The rest of them I kind of scroll to. And I do have button number 10 mapped to this guy right here, in case I want to throw down button number 10 is mapped to map. Button number 12 is mapped to this guy, in case I wanted to throw down one of those guys, right? But the problem is I'm so used to hitting number 2 when I want to dig, and there's nothing there anymore because we've replaced it with this Atomic Disassembler, which is a great all-in-one tool. And if you remember, we have different settings. We've got vein miner off, normal, slow, fast, and back to vein miner. So what am I going to do about that? I could move this to 2, but then when I get in a bind and I need to quickly turn around and fight somebody, I'm used to hitting number 1. So I figured we'd just make another Atomic Disassembler. So let's just go ahead and do that real quick. And we need this guy, which I think we might have some of those already in there. Let's just see what we have. Excellent, we do have everything. So I can put this in here, wireless charger, charges right up, and all cool. All right, now when I go over here and let's say I want to dig something, I hit number 2, which I'm used to doing, and sure enough, it just digs it out. Gosh, look how fast that is. So really cool. But this episode, I want to do something about this hill, because it's just been a perpetual pain. You see a pain in my butt. And you see there's a lot of flat wall here where I've just carved this away. And it would be really nice to push this back a ways so I have a little bit more room. Well, you notice I have some of these red coal in here, and what do we use red coal for? That's right, generating mana. It does really good at generating mana, albeit a little bit slower than some of the other the other flowers like the Gormalis and stuff. I'm okay with that, right? You also see that I have some of these guys now on the overgrowth seed. These are the Dayblooms and Nightshades, and those guys will passively generate mana, and it just keeps me all charged up. And these guys are set to be they're the passive sparks that are in there, and they're feeding all other pools all around, whether it's going over here or over to my big cache of pools. That's all good. But what we're going to do today uses a little bit of mana, and that's because we want to create something to help us get rid of that. Let me just dump this stuff here. We want to create something that helps us get rid of that that land. Now, we have various options. As you've seen, if you guys haven't seen Right Wing RB, look him up on YouTube. He has a great series on modded. So Right Wing RB, he's also RB _ plays on Twitter if you want to follow him there. But he's done a fun series on modded, and really what encouraged me to get started in creating YouTubes. But anyway, he has done a recent episode where he tested out different things in clearing land. And he tried TNT, and that produced an okay size, but man, that's a lot of TNT to clear out a big mound. He also tested industrial TNT from IC2, and surprisingly, that was a bit smaller. And so that bit smaller explosion. And that was surprising, but there's just no real good way to clear using TNT. It just takes too much, and it's, you got to set off each charge, and you can use your flint and steel to set it off, or you can use a redstone lever to set it off, and that's fine and all, but very manual. We've also seen him do the builder, and we've even done that over in the Nether and so on with the clearing quarry cart. And so that's a really easy way to do it. But I wanted to show a new, unique way of doing that using our really cool Botania mod. And so that is going to take a little bit of prep work, and I think we actually have most of everything we need. But let's look in our Botania, Lexica Botania, and if we look in there, we have in here we have various rods, right? We've got all these different rods throughout here. But if we look at the rod of the Terra Firma, while digging away at dirt with a shovel, it is definitely functional. Flattening huge tracts of land can get somewhat tortuous at times. Yeah, we're not doing it by hand, that's for sure. By utilizing the rod of the Terra Firma, it's possible to terraform in a quick and environmentally friendly manner. So what it will do is it's obviously going to use mana, and if you recall from an earlier episode, we created this mana mirror. We could also use a mana tablet. The mana tablet stores roughly half a pool of mana. The mana mirror, we bound it to a pool, which is, I think it was this one here. I think we bound it to this one. One of these two we bound it to, and it's a full, obviously, pool. And so the mana tablet gives half. The mana mirror allows you to bind it to a full pool, and so it gives us roughly twice as much. So, and then if you recall, I think it's in here. Yeah. So the other thing is my Terra Steel armor. If you look here, it where was it? One of these. This one. Yeah. Passive mana generation on mana tablets. And so in here, I've actually pulled, created a mana tablet and let it fill all the way up. So we also have this as a backup if we need it. And so, of course, my mana will slowly regen, or I can actively regen it, and I'm not too worried about mana. So let's look at this book again. So it uses mana, obviously, and it'll flatten the land to the level on which you are standing. And so that's key. We'll have to remember that. And so we right click it slowly and surely. All the terrain is leveled. So yeah, and of course it's non-recuperable, so that means that it's not going to give you back the blocks. It's pretty much going to destroy it. So let's get into doing it. Let's take a look at the recipe. And so you can see here, to get the rod of the Terra Firma, we need a rod of the lands first, and also a Terra Steel ingot. We're all set up to make that, and in fact I think I have some pasture seeds, which I don't have any, but we'll make that. And then each one of the second tier runes, which is the summer, spring, winter, and autumn, of which I have almost all of them. I think I need to make a spring. And then the rod of the lands, which we will look at, that is really just a rune of the earth, which we have, and some dirt. So and living wood twig, of course. So let me grab a little bit of dirt. And we could also take it from the ground as well. And so that is in just a crafting table. So we're going to need a rod of the earth. So we're going to need one of those for right now. And we're going to need some living wood twigs. We'll grab those guys and let's get to work on this. Let's see. We just need one for this. And then it was like this and like this click. And this, and now we've got the rod of the lands. Now, if you don't recall, well, I think we also have one, don't we? I know we have shifting crust here. I thought we had made one in the past. I don't think it's in here. Maybe we didn't, or maybe we used it for another crafting recipe. But this will place blocks of dirt, and so if you're ever in a bind, you can use this, and it generates it, and it uses up a little bit of the mana pool. So. Pretty straightforward. It's not super useful for me. I don't need dirt that much, so I've never really cared about it much. But let's look at the Terra Firma here, and let's work our way to building this up. And so, yeah, let's see what all... Okay, so Terra Steel, and we need the pasture seed, and I know I don't have a pasture seed on me, but we can get that very easily. We just take our shears. And we'll go grab some grass. There's some right there. Grab that, and we will throw that in a mana pool, and that creates pasture seeds. Pasture seeds are really cool. They give you lots of different things, but mostly what I use it for is, you find them here, is these floating things. And so any of the flowers that you create, it's just a little bit of dirt and one of these pasture seeds, and it makes a floating version of it. So if I wanted to, I could turn these guys into floating versions. And they're really cool. They kind of bob and bounce and stuff. And they're on a floating little mini island. It's very cool. But that's not what we're going to do today. We are going to make this Terra Firma here. So we need a Terra Steel ingot. Let's grab one of those. Do I not have any? All right, no problem. We'll make some. Let's see. There we go. One of those, and one of those. And, oh, you know what? I have the ability to autocraft that. Never mind. And in fact, I might have it in here. No, I don't. Oh, all my patterns are broken. Okay, no worries, no worries. Let's just make some by hand for right now. Let's get these out of here. Okay. Let's see if I can get in here. There we go. Hopefully that's enough. I'll just aim up a little bit. Nope. That's gonna kill us. That's gonna kill us. All right, let's just turn this guy off. Active with signal. That should turn it off. Okay, let me grab another one of those guys. This one here. There we go. So actually, I should be able to pop them right here, here, and there. We stand back. Everything makes this one. Okay. Yeah, I know. I got to fix a recent, in case you were wondering, a recent update to refined storage caused a lot of these patterns to be invalid. And so once we got to 1.0, lots of cool stuff came with that, but it made most of these patterns invalid. And so now my pattern out here is, if we look in my crafter, this pattern is invalid. So I just have to remake it. It's pretty straightforward to do it, but I'd be able to autocraft it then. Okay, so that's done. Let's continue on with this, and then we're going to need, so let's gather up the other runes. So we need a rune of summer, a rune of autumn, we need a rune of winter, and we don't have the rune of spring. So let's create the rune of spring, and that is any 3 plus wheat plus that. All right, so rune of water and of fire, and yeah, my short-term recollection. All right, 3 of those and a wheat. Okay, and let's see, sapling. Let's grab spruces and a wheat. All right. So now we got to do some juggling here. Let's get these out of the way. No summer, but I need this, and I'm going to need this, of course. So right-click these guys on here. Nope, not that one. I don't need either of those. And we'll put this on. Good. We'll grab us a living stone right there, living rock. And alas, I don't have my wand on me, so let's grab our wand. Okay. Hit that, and we get our runes back, which is really cool, please. And we now have the rune of spring. So we should have everything to do that. So let's go back to our Terra Firma. Yay! Rod of the Terra Firma. The world is mine. Achievement. I like it. Okay, so the way this works is it said that you know, it'll do up to the ground, the level we're standing on in the ground. So let's do it right here and just see what happens. All right, see how it's clearing out way over there, clear that here, and all around me. That's not bad, but I would like it to be at more of a level down here. So where this is here, I think I'm just going to go back a bit because I don't want to take out anything here, right? I don't know if it's smart enough to say, oh, leave my beacon alone and leave these blocks. I'm worried that it's going to do that. So let's go here. Let's play with this guy. Let's go to, oh, I missed fast right there. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so let's stand about right here. I'm hoping that will be good. Oh gosh, I don't know. Let's go back a couple more. Let me turn on some light for you so you can see. All right, so let's go back like right here. Yeah, let's go back right here just to be safe. We can always come forward. And yeah, that was close. So definitely have to. It does seem to have left this alone, which is good. Which is very good. Okay, I like it. And then if I want, what I can do is I can move over a little bit and use it, and it'll continue to take things out. Hi, chicken. You're probably freaking out. What the heck was that? So, excellent. We'll get rid of that and that. There we go. How easy is that? Is that not cool, guys? Come on, there we go. And I love it, the trees are up there. But now I've just mass flattened. And this here, there's no way I'm going to do that close to my base. I'm still not sure. I think it's smart enough. I mean, it kind of left this alone, right? But yeah, I'm not gonna risk it. I just don't want it to be that close to my base and worry about stuff. So it looks like it flattened this stuff out here, and this is probably going to affect. I'm still 523, so you know it also does leveling of the terrain. So which means that this was all kind of dug out here and kind of back a ways, but it's it doesn't just remove, it also replaces and puts down blocks. And that's why we see this funkiness right here, right? This was kind of open a ways further back. And so like that guy in there was further in there. In fact, I'll show you. Let me use my slower speed here. Yeah, I think yeah, 540. I'm up a little bit. But yeah, this was all water back here. And really, this dragon egg, that's really my big stuff. So yeah, so it didn't take away any of my blocks. Can I get down there to get those? There we go. Or I'll just put on my ring. There we go. So it didn't take away any of my non-world blocks, but what it did do is it replaced them to level out, and so it impacted some things. So be careful with that, okay? It's not the end of the world. It's just something you have to watch out for. Also over here, you notice I had some of the red grass down here. That's going to now spread. So if I have to be careful about that, or actually I don't really care. It's kind of cool. I would love to see that spread all across the land. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. I thought that was pretty neat. Now I'm going to go in and dump my stuff because there's a lot of crap. And I want to take a look here in a second. I really don't need these guys. That probably might have been nice to keep, but alabaster I have a ton of. Oxide daisies I think I'm going to keep just because I don't have a good representation of flowers, and just in case in the future. Put the rest of this stuff. Yeah, I don't want this alabaster either. Okay, so inventory management, crucial. Yeah, I see a lot of people with inventory issues, and I get it, right? It's you got to always constantly keep up with it, and it is sometimes of a pain. But I've conditioned myself to be diligent about it and keep up with it. All right, so let's take a look at the mana pool. All right, so nothing here, but remember we have the sparks, so they're feeding. So you can see, yeah, I mean it was probably, you know, that one's. Let's take a look here. So half a mana pool there, and an eighth there, and a little over a quarter there, and an eighth there. So two quarters is a half, and another half. So that was pretty much a full mana pool that we used up. So beware, if you're not generating a lot of mana, you know you'll want to make sure you do something about that. You know, you're going to need at least 2 mana tablets or a mana mirror pointed to a mana pool. So, thought I saw. Okay, that just looked that color looked like it was there was an error or something in it. So, yeah, so you'll want to make sure you have plenty of mana. That's pretty much a full mana pool connected to a mana mirror or a mana tablet. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, what a builder can do is it can clear this stuff out up here, or what I can do is. I mean, you can set your you know, your builder shape card to go all the way up to the top and it would clear it out. But if I were here, I want to see if this will work on the trees. Does not look like it. Kind of scallop the landscape though, which is actually nice because it makes it look a little bit more natural, right? And that should fill with grass, right? It should build it up. I wonder if I can stand here and do a little bit of, yeah, there we go. There we go. So what I did was I made a great big swath through here and gave myself a bit more room to build out. And I could push this back a little bit and level it out. But oh my gosh, well, this would have been wonderful because I flattened all of this by hand. Every bit of this, and all the way out to roughly right here. Now we use the builder's wand. You'll recall a previous episode we demoed what the different builder's wands do and so on. But there's a lot of this stuff. I'd love to be able to do this. Early on, this was always driving me nuts over here, and I built up some of this area here. I've tore into this to create a section for my void ore miner here. Yeah, and this was my old tree farm that I was, manually harvesting them early on. So I could level a lot of this stuff and make myself plenty of space for builds and houses and so on. Especially this year. This area has been quite frustrating. But all right, guys, we are roughly at the wrapping up point. So I wanted to just show you this, mostly give Right Wing RB. He was just wrestling with this, and I wanted to give him a sample of what can be done with this this rod. It's pretty cool, and so hope you enjoyed the series. And we're going to wrap up right here. And ooh, duh, I'm just hitting right. No, I won't do it in my base because that would kind of be catastrophic, but just be careful with that. So we will unselect that and squat a little bit because we like squatting and sign off. Thank you very much, guys, for all the support you've given me, and welcome new subscribers. Appreciate the wonderful comments you've been leaving, and thank you very much for commenting on my videos. And if you enjoyed this, leave a like. It will help me out in the YouTube search results. And if you're just perusing by and you want to see more content, I'd appreciate a subscribe. That would be very wonderful. So guys, thank you very much. Take it easy and see you in the next one. Bye.